guitar solo. You're rocking it.
So rocking it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And violent men. We welcome all violent men as well.
Welcome.
GPS now streaming in every prison across the country.
Let's go, baby. We got
Put us in prison. Put us in prison.
We got that private prison money, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show, otherwise known as GPS. Tom Grossi, Brandon Perna. New background. Yeah, that's right.
Hell yeah. Look at that.
Johnny coming through, making it look all sexy.
Yeah, I like the glow. I like what you did for the show, Johnny.
Yeah, it's a glow up, baby. It's a glow up. It's my teeth before and after Invisalign.
Yes.
There you go. But folks, we got a crazy show to talk about. We got to recap 4 games. We got Monday games to talk about. We got Tuesday games to talk about. We got a Thursday game to talk about. We got the power rankings. We're going to take a look at the current playoff picture. We're going to take a look at the playoff scenarios, the clinching scenarios heading into week 16, which used to be the penultimate week. But nay, now it's there's more. There's more football. I don't know the word for that, but there's more football.
I can never remember what penultimate mean.
Penultimate?
Yeah, penultimate. I can never remember what that means.
It's second to last. The only reason I know that is because of a series of unfortunate events. Those books, the second to last book was called The Penultimate Peril.
Yeah.
And I read it as a child.
Second to last. I'm like,
yeah,
I have the ultimate pen.
Oh. Yes. That's what that.
Actually,
I mean, I would argue that I have the ultimate pen because Ray got me a pen that is made from bleachers that were there during the Ice Bowl.
Whoa.
So.
Way to brag.
Yeah, we're comparing pens now.
Paul Spencer. Thank you, man.
Pen 15. Yeah.
So Paul was at the Eagles game. We're going to talk about the Eagles today because I like what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Did Jalen Hurts kill Minshew mania? That's a real question I thought of just now.
Boo.
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 You know what mania I don't want to kill? Gambling. Sports betting. Do it. Do sports betting and do it. Oh, yeah, down here now. With the promo code GPS over at DraftKings Sportsbook. The world's greatest, sexiest, hottest, most politicized, most liked, most Emmys. DraftKings Sportsbook has more Emmys than any other sportsbook in America.
Oh, does it have any Grammys too, or just the Emmys? What about Tonys? Is there a DraftKings Sports musical?
Yep. It swept the Country Music Awards.
Oh, damn.
And the BET Awards. It is
really
crossing genres.
Multicultural.
Yes. When you sign up at DraftKings, not only do you get none of the bullshit I just said, but you get a deposit bonus of up to $1,000 when you use code GPS over at DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. It's an official sports betting partner of the NBA now. Not only the NFL, but the NBA. Christmas, they're offering some basketball deals. Just $5 bets on any NBA team to win. And if they win, you can win $150.
Like the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
They won.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. And you can do fantasy. They got fantasy. Just use our code GPS, link in the description if you want to.
No matter what we tell you on any other day, it's always GPS.
Specifically Thursdays.
Even tomorrow, some guys that look like us are saying use a different code. Don't.
Dude, I've got code GPS. I got code DNVR. I got code clickbait. Probably will have code That's Good Sports one day.
But the most important one.
GPS.
It's GPS. All right, Brandon Perna. Let's break down some games. Let's talk about these things and stuff. Let's talk about the Monday games real quick. Let's kind of go through that. So I, Tom Grossi, decide not to stream on Monday night. and was like, you know what? I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break. And by break, I mean, I'm just going to edit 2 videos instead, put those out, 10 o'clock at night. And good God, I missed absolutely nothing except horrible reffing.
Yeah.
Good God.
Bad.
I mean, you have the Raiders and Browns, in which you had Nick Mullins starting there. And that was a thing. He wasn't like god awful, but their offense just couldn't get anything going.
And that's against the Raiders.
And the Raiders kicked a last-second field goal, beating Nick Mullins and celebrating like it was Christmas had come early.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, it just feels good to win one sometimes.
Yeah. I guess the win kept their playoff hopes alive, right?
They're still alive.
They're still alive. My takeaway from that game was nothing. Nothing at all. Nick Chubb should have won that game for the Browns. I know it was a weird week. The delay, the COVIDs, all the crap. Just goes to show that, you start a third-string quarterback on short notice, your chances of winning are small. Even when you play the dysfunctional Raiders. Oh, my God. Double bagging your head?
Yeah.
I heard that's not as effective.
I heard you're supposed to triple bag minimum.
Well, if you want to add girth, yes.
I mean, you want to actually hear a funny story real quick? Super quick. And it's a true story. The first time that I went into CVS ever to buy condoms yesterday, but regardless, no, when I first went, when I was in my youth, I went to CVS to buy condoms, and the cashier looked at me deadpan, and he wrung it out, stared at me the entire time, took my card, and goes, "Don't double wrap." And I just looked at him. I go, "Okay." And then I left. And that was it. He didn't say anything else. Nothing.
That's hilarious.
Didn't say a word. But there you go. That's life advice.
The first time I did that, the guy looked at me, and I was, at the register. I handed it to him, and I was like, "I'm going to have sex tonight." And he goes, "These are finger cots, right? Not condoms." I said, "Well, these are the ones that are going to fit. So you shut up. You shut up.
Don't you shame me. Don't you shame me."
And that's how Tom Grossi and I never got laid.
You have a baby.
I haven't done a DNA test.
Makes a lot more sense now. That makes a lot. That's why that didn't work. It didn't work, buddy. Regardless,
we haven't done a DNA test. We don't know. Speaking of 7 seeds.
And then let's talk about the Bears Vikings game.
You're welcome.
Which was a time those refs.
Monday was just maybe the worst doubleheader of football in NFL history. It was, I hated it.
It really, truly was horrific. Watching, I just perused both of those games while I was editing, and I was like, I am so glad I didn't do this, because I was like, all right, listen, the Bears are all banged up. Maybe the Vikings will have an explosive offense, Justin Jefferson scoring early. And then they were like, nah, we're good now. Listen, Kirk Cousins winning his second Monday night game of his career.
There you go, Kirk.
Look at you, Kirky. Look at you.
And he did it while having his worst stat line ever. Ever in his NFL career. And he gets because they played the Bears. I honestly felt like watching the Bears was like watching the Broncos. You've got a defense keeping your team in the game, and then your offense does nothing over and over and over again. Yep. The only difference is the Broncos do have a good run game consistently. The Bears, it's been there at times this season. You were, I think, the first to call out, hey, just run the ball, Chicago.
Montgomery. Yes.
And but the Bears they have a young quarterback. You're going to go through a lot of growing pains with a guy like Justin Fields. especially when he can't even get the respect to slide and not have his head nearly taken off.
Correct.
Oh my God, did he take a headshot? Kendrick's ejected from that game.
Yep.
And Chicago. Oh, Matt Nagy was so pissed off at the refs that entire game. Angry. I loved it. Yeah. If this was like his first season as a head coach and they were struggling, but he went out and was just screaming at the refs all night, I'd be like, this is the guy. This is the guy for the job moving forward. Steady, he's on his last.
I still agree with that. Nope, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, of course you do.
That is because I have to, he knows he's going to lose his job, right? So, I just want him to do, the most insane acts on a football field. I want him to do, a double back handspring, into the center of the field, when they call a timeout, and he's just backflipping the entire way. And he's just like, all right, Justin, what are we going to get? We're going to get some cheer power. I want to see it. I want to see him punch a ref in the face. There's a call. He just punches it, but he's like, no, I meant to throw down my challenge flag. My bad. I just wanted to get, there's 3 games left. He could pull something off. He could have sparklers coming out of orifices. I'm telling you, he could run the gambit here. It'd make Bears games a lot more interesting to watch.
I think each football team during a game should have a dedicated ref fighter. Okay. So maybe it's a guy from your practice squad. It has to be a member of the team. The officials get one dedicated ref. Well, no, they get 2. And at some point in the game, bad call, whatever, instead of challenging it, the team sends out their fighter. The ref sends out their fighter to the 50-yard line.
Yep.
And whoever wins the fight gets the call. That way, it's fair, 50-50. Yep. We get a little extra violence in the game, which would take away from, the lack of violence I feel it lacks at points. And let them beat the hell out of each other and decide that way, like men. And by men, I mean anybody outside of me, because I am terrified of physical confrontation.
So just to be clear here, is this a player that's going to be going out? Is that going to be their champion, or is it
a coach? Could be a guy. Could be the food prep specialist. You just got to identify your best fighter, and he's got to be ready.
Okay.
So,
are they allowed to use weapons?
No, I think it's hand-to-hand combat. It's UFC style.
UFC.
No holds barred. No bars holded. You can't.
That means that they could. That mean they could use a steel chair then. If it's no holds barred, that means.
It should be a mix between WWE and.
What if it's the first person to throw the other person through the field goal posts? And it's also a point. It's not just the call anymore. It's just a point.
Can we get a football catapult built? How quickly can the NFL build catapults?
Yes, 100%. So
nonsensical. I'm making a lot of sense.
Buddy, this is the most sensical he's been on a Wednesday. That's it. James Harrison to be the ref fighter.
Oh yeah, that would be so awesome.
Ray Lewis has been like, I've been waiting.
Yeah, maybe it's you have to. Okay, the teams.
Oh God, the Bills are going to pick OJ.
Players, ex-players. Yes. Oh, did you say OJ?
I said the Bills are going to pick OJ.
No, OJ. No weapons, you son of a. No weapons, OJ. You can fight with your stolen memorabilia, but that's it.
The refs are just not sending anyone out. They're like, nope. You guys get the call. It's fine.
Ooh,
it's fine.
Yeah, this would be a wild card. Bill Romanowski for sure.
Bears got screwed over. Vikings are still in the 7th seed because Washington lost. And I mean, the title of this show, this fine Wednesday, is who's the most dangerous, the most dangerous 7th seed. And I don't think. Well, here's the thing: if the Minnesota Vikings play like they did on Monday, it's not the Minnesota Vikings. But the Vikings can be good. Dalvin Cook gets going, their offense gets going. They can be good. It's just they're crazy inconsistent, crazy.
Vikings, they're because I want to talk about which team might sneak into the playoffs that can shake stuff up. The team that like other teams would be scared to play. And I don't think it's the Vikings at all.
No.
I think they are not deserving to be in the postseason.
Oh,
And I say that because in my power rankings, I said the Saints scared me more than the Vikings. And now we got the Philadelphia Eagles coming off a dominant performance against the Washington football team. But it's the way Philadelphia can beat you that is ripe for the postseason. And that is running the ball down your throat. And Jalen Hurts offers something at the QB position that a lot of teams don't have. And that's a guy who can beat you with his legs. That's a guy who can beat you with his arm. And that's a guy who has running backs also behind him that are churning out yards. What did Miles Sanders have last night? Let me look.
he had a nice stat line, but
Buck 31.
There you go.
Buck 31.
When they run the ball, they win. Like, that's what it comes down to, Philadelphia, which is why, like, I was so pissed because when they didn't beat the Giants a few weeks ago, I was like, guys, seriously? Like, just run all day.
Yeah.
Get Khabib out there. Get him. Yeah, get Khabib. That's fine. We got this. That one throw that Jalen Hurts made, by the way, like on the run, I think it was the touchdown that he threw. It was a touchdown
To Greg Ward.
Yeah.
At the end of
like
the
he was
game?
on the run and like did that. And that was a beautiful throw. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
the Eagles could be scary.
I think the Eagles are very scared. Like they've had, let's see, 175 rushing yards. I wrote this down. Where is this? 7 straight games with 175 rushing yards or more for Philly. That's the best since the 85 Bears. 85 Bears, the only thing they talk about is their defense, but guess what? I just learned they ran the ball very, very well, which makes sense when you have Walter Payton on your roster. But 175 rushing yards in the postseason, that's probably going to win you games. I think like what I saw from the Rams-Seahawks game, Seahawks, they ran the ball like kind of effectively early, but they weren't consistent. And the Rams now with Sony Michel, I think have found a consistent running back that is helping their offense, limiting, like putting themselves in obvious passing situations. And Sony Michel's not like tearing it up, but he's doing just enough, I think, to keep defenses honest against the Rams. And if they commit to Sony Michel in the playoffs, I think they got a good chance to win. Seahawks, too inconsistent running the ball. They didn't have Tyler Lockett. Without Tyler Lockett, their offense is caca. And, I hope everybody continues to think Russ Wilson is washed, including the Seahawks, and either him or Aaron Rodgers is in Denver in 2022.
A couple things from that Seahawks-Rams game. Sony PS5 Michel was pretty darn reliable. Cooper Kupp continuing to be amazing. He just goes on a tear. On top of that, Stafford had like an okay night. He did all right. The D-line of the Seahawks was able to get after him. 4 sacks. Seemed that, every now and then the Seahawks defense definitely made a play. And they were in that game. That PI or lack of PI call on DJ Dallas, though, was horrific. Like, the defender literally never turned around and just ran into him. And then DJ Dallas got angry and kicked the football. And I was like, oh, okay, there's a flag coming, but it's on DJ Dallas and not on the defensive pass interference. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. So that sucked. And I always find it interesting because, Perna, I know you're going to be all over this. Video came out over the past couple days about Tom Brady cursing out the Saints bench and running over and saying some expletives to him. There ain't no flags. Ain't no flags being called. But if you stand there menacingly and stare at an opposing team's bench and your name is not Tom Brady, well then, sir, mister, you are going to be given a 15-yard penalty, and rightfully so.
Yeah, you can get flagged for posturing towards a sideline. Or if you're Tom Brady, you can go over and tell Dennis Allen to go F yourself, and nobody's going to care. So
Yeah.
you segued perfectly into a question. I put it in my chat. The Rams.
Yeah.
Very famous for not getting pass interference calls.
Very true.
Did it in the playoffs
Man, Brady.
against the Saints.
Oh, it's
Just
the Saints.
happened. You just saw it happen again to DJ Dallas. So let's just say the Buccaneers and the Rams are playing in the postseason. Who wins the ref off, Tom? Is it Tom Brady or is it the Rams defense getting away with PI? Because not only did Tom not get flagged for taunting, which he should have, and I think I saw Warren Sharp tweet that out. Great Twitter follow. If you're like a real football nerd, follow Warren Sharp. He puts out a ton of great stuff. But week or two before, the Buffalo Bills assaulted by the Buccaneers secondary. No flags ever. So Tom's got real ref power.
Yeah, he's got that pull.
I think he's got more ref power than the Rams. But the Rams have maybe the most famous non-call in NFL history. So that's who I want to see play in the first round. Bucks, Rams. Let's see who the refs are going to favor all the way to the Super Bowl. We just got to figure it out. I think it's important for, power rankings.
I think that to answer your question, I think that if that game happens, especially because here's the thing, the Rams, it would have to be the NFC Championship game because the Rams, that's when the pass interference call happened. So that would be like the height of their power, right? I think at that point, honestly, the refs, they just start funneling out of the tunnel. Oh man, how many are there? 53. What? They put together their own team and they're like, Rams? No, the refs. And they go and they end the game and they win. And so they move on to the Super Bowl and they'll play whoever from the AFC is going to be there.
Cool.
So
hate it.
That's what I think. Tony Correnti is going to be the quarterback.
Yeah. Tony Correnti.
Leader of the team.
Tony Correnti.
So, just saying. But yeah, both games last night, I mean, they were okay. They weren't as bad as the Monday games. And now I'm just hoping that nothing gets delayed. But we got another COVID outbreak.
Oh.
The Chiefs. Yeah, the Chiefs coming down with the sickness. Not great. Tyreek Taylor's on that list. Not great. It's like you did. You did crush that. You did.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill. I think they said Rashad Fenton, or as I call him, fentanyl, because he puts receivers to sleep. But yeah, key players for the Chiefs, and if they can't go Sunday, when they play Sunday, right?
Yeah, play the Steelers.
Yeah, I think I saw Tree tweet out like the Steelers continue to get like the luckiest garbage time things happening to favor them this season. Yeah. So if like the Chiefs have multiple players and Tyreek Hill's a huge guy to not have on your roster, him and Kelsey dominated in that last game. The Chiefs looked like we thought they would look all season, where Hill and Kelsey both had over 100 yards receiving.
Yeah.
Even though the Chargers still should have won that game. Even with all that, they should have won that game. But this sets up where the Chiefs could lose and really just shake things back up in the AFC.
It's crazy, dude. It's just.
Oh yeah, let me bring up the seeding real quick, just so
let's take a look at some seeds here.
Yeah, because they're number one right now.
They are.
If they lose, then that's between them and the Pats.
All right. So while we have that graphic up, I want to do a little something. I want to go through the playoff clinching scenarios for week 16 because there's a bunch of them. Some divisions ain't going to be figured out. Now, for example, the NFC North, really complicated. Oh, wait. No, it's not. The Green Bay mother-loving Packers are the only team to clinch a playoff berth and their division. Sorry, every chance I get, I need to say that. So yeah, the Packers already said, but let's just start the AFC because that's the craziest one. So the AFC East, starting off with that. So the Patriots, who are now at the number 2 seed, have an opportunity to clinch their division. The way they do that, they need to beat the Buffalo Bills.
Boo.
Yep. And the Dolphins have to lose to the Saints on Monday night. So if the Dolphins lose, which I think is possible, to the Saints,
Sure.
and the Patriots win, they clinch the division, and the Patriots are back on top again. Blech.
Oh, so Dolphins Saints play Sunday night?
Monday night.
Monday night.
Monday night.
Oh, that's a good matchup between two 7-7 teams.
Yep.
That could be dangerous if they sneak into the playoffs.
It could be. Yep.
I mean, look, the Dolphins. Oh man, that's going to be an ugly game. I think people are going to hate watching it. I think they'll be like, this is awful.
Yep.
But it's because the Saints defense, very good. Dolphins defense, sneaky good at times. Tua, better quarterback than Taysom Hill. But in my power rankings, I said if the Saints take the Eagles approach and just run the ball 50 times, between Taysom Hill, Kamara, Ingram, you've got the personnel to do it. You got the defense to keep the game close. Those are two teams kind of built to get in and really screw up somebody's postseason dreams.
Yep.
So, yes, great Monday night game with severe playoff implications.
No, the Eagles are not the 7th seed. No, the Vikings are because Washington lost. So, no, they're hanging on there. They're like the next seed down. I think they're the 8th spot right now. But they are they're right. Jan, I have it actually up right now. They are the 8th seed. Yep.
Yeah, if you're
7-7, they're 8th. Saints are 9th.
Yeah, if you're a Saints or Eagles fan, you are rooting for the Vikings to lose.
They're playing the Rams, so they probably will.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So that's the AFC East. AFC North. All right. So no AFC North team can clinch the division or earn a playoff berth this week. In addition, and this is the best part, not a single team from the AFC North can be eliminated for a playoff berth or the division title in week 16. Meaning that every single team, even after this week in the North, can either get into the playoffs or win the division.
Yep.
That's the AFC North this year.
And that's because you have 4 teams with 7-7 records. The Steelers got that stupid tie against the Lions.
Yep.
And the Ravens out on the outside looking in at 8-6, which is weird because there are 3 other 8-6 teams in the AFC in the playoffs. Do we know why the Ravens? Is it because their division record is 1-3?
Yeah, because, and here's the thing, guess who the Ravens are playing this week? The Bengals.
Oh, shite.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
So that game's got a lot riding on it. But again, any single AFC North team can still win their division after this week has played out. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's the NFC standings.
Only one team, Giggity. Only one team. First round, first seed overall in both conferences. That's it. All right. AFC South. All right. The Titans, I know it doesn't seem like it, but they will clinch the South if they beat the 49ers and the Colts lose to the Cardinals. Colts Cardinals going to be a great Christmas Day game. That's going to be a really, really fun primetime game. But here, the Titans, no matter how poorly they've been playing, can still win their division. They already swept the Colts earlier this season.
Wow.
If they win against the 49ers, which I think is going to be a tall task, and the Colts lose to the Cardinals, which is very possible, Titans win their division. They secure up the South.
Yeah. I don't think the Titans will beat the 49ers.
I don't either. I actually have the opposite happening. I have the Titans losing, and I also have the Colts winning. So, just saying that. Just saying.
Colts are hot.
So that's the South. The AFC West, your division, Mr. Brandon Perna.
Tell me, what can happen, Tom?
The Chiefs will clinch the West if they beat the Steelers. And the Chargers lose to the Texans. So that's likely not going to happen because I don't think the Chargers are going to lose to the Texans.
You ever watch the Chargers play football, Tom?
Oh, buddy, I have. If there's a will, there's a way. It's like Jurassic Park. Life finds a way. The Chargers will find a way to lose.
They could.
But the Chiefs technically could wrap up the West.
They won't.
I don't want them to, though. Like, I want either the Chiefs to lose or the Chargers to win and, like, keep this thing going. Just keep it going because you have a big game with the Raiders.
We got the Reds. Yeah, it's really annoying because I think the Broncos have a very good chance to beat the Raiders. I think they should be starting Drew Lock. But I don't want it to happen because I'm tired of being injected with hope and then the next week having it just ripped from my soul. And I guarantee the Broncos will beat the Raiders, and then next week they will lose to the Chargers. And I will be high, low, high, low. If I wanted to feel like that, I would get drunk every night. Blackout drunk and wake up with a hangover. I don't need the Broncos leaving me hungover. But the point is the AFC West probably not going to be clinched this weekend.
No. Now, let's head on over to the other conference, my conference, the NFC. Okay, NFC North, we already talked about Green Bay Packers. NFC East. Now, here we go. This is an easy one. Cowboys beat the Washington football team. They clinch that division. Done. And it's Sunday night football. Prime time. Please blow it, Cowboys. Please blow it in front of the world and lose to Washington. But Cowboys win, they clinch. Now, here's the problem, Brandon Perna. Here's the problem. The Cowboys, if they win out, as I've said, and the Packers lose one game, the Cowboys are the number one seed in the NFC.
And I don't like that. Won't happen.
I don't like it.
Cowboys?
Now,
final game of the season, play the Eagles. And I think the Eagles are going to.
Dude, the week before, they play the Cardinals.
Oh, the Cowboys do?
Oh. Yeah. So I'm going to be a Cardinals fan on that day. So
yeah, they got Washington, Arizona, Philly.
Yep.
Oh, they'll lose one of those games for sure.
I hope so. And I hope Packers just win out anyway. But I really kind of just want to clinch it and be able to rest our starters against the Lions. And we rest our starters against the Lions. We tie just so Matt LaFleur has 13-3 seasons. That's what I want in my life. That's what I want. That one's that. So that's the East. NFC South. The Bucs will clinch the division if they beat the Panthers or the Saints lose to the Dolphins. Wow. So very likely that you're going to have Tampa clinch their division this week because they're probably going to steamroll the Panthers. And then, the Saints-Dolphins game could be really close. Yeah. So they just need either or.
I mean, I don't know. The Panthers are bad. I believe that. Yes. So Tampa should win. Tampa gets Antonio Brown back, but Godwin done for the season, tore his ACL. They signed Le'Veon Bell to reunite with Antonio Brown.
They're going to drop the hottest rap album of the year. And by hottest, I mean fire. God. But fire, I mean bad, like garbage.
Yes. Fire. Because Lenny Fournette he's going to miss the rest of the regular season, so he's on that 3-week IR thing.
Yep.
Mike Evans, hamstring, he won't be going, I don't believe.
He's day-to-day.
Day-to-day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So
they're going to be banged up.
And then finally, the NFC West, the Cardinals, Rams, and 49ers could all still win that division, but there's not a single team that could do so in Week 16. However, the Cardinals and Rams can both clinch playoff spots if they win, the Cardinals against the Colts and the Rams against the Vikings. So they can punch their ticket to the postseason if they win, but no team in the NFC West can win their division this week. Boom. So that's coming down to the wire because the thing is the Rams and Cardinals, they're basically tied. The Cardinals have like a leg up on them, but I mean, right now they have the same record. They split their series together. And so 4-5 right there. Boom. You got the Cardinals and you got the Rams.
And honestly, right
Oh, no.
now, the 49ers are the team I don't want to play in that division.
Yeah. Everybody they hand the ball off to is just going to get 100 yards. Like, they're just like, we're going to run down your throat. George Kittle's going to do well, and our defense is going to be really good. Bosa has been incredible. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. You know what else is crazy, Brandon Perna? With all the craziness that's going on in the NFL, upsets galore. Maybe you take advantage of those upsets and drop a little wager, maybe.
Maybe. And no, the Le'Veon Bell signing was not a joke.
It was not a joke. It was not a joke. We all wished it was, but.
DraftKings Sportsbook. Too cool.
Book that you can't read.
Cool. Yo, check it out. If you want to win some money in the NFL this weekend, why don't you sign up over at DraftKings Sportsbook? Use code GPS or use our link in the description, and it will navigate you to DraftKings Sportsbook.
I see what you did there.
Boom. New customers using our code can get a deposit bonus of up to $1 billion or 1,000 or 1,000 or 1,000. And DraftKings, official sports betting partner of the NFL and now NBA. You can bet $5 on any Christmas NBA team to win. And if they do, you can get $150 in free bets. Going to be a lot of basketball on Christmas. There's going to be football. So if you want to really make it interesting.
I think the Bucks are playing on Christmas too.
Wow.
And the Packers.
Wow. Is this the year the Bucks and the Packers both win the championship? Good God.
Shh.
Don't curse them.
Don't. You shut your mouth. You shut your cursed mouth.
Whatever you do, just use our code GPS. Do some parlay bets. Do some over-unders, money lines, same game parlays, QB props, whatever you want to do.
I like props.
DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Ba-da-boo.
On Yelp.
Yeah. Download Yelp, and then you can DraftKings it.
And then you can rate DraftKings Sportsbook. All right. So heading in, we kind of just went through all the scenarios here. I want to stay true to where we are, where our title is, about what you think the most dangerous 7th potential seed could be. Because that's the thing. In the AFC and NFC, it's all up in the air right now.
Yeah.
Because,
Look at the AFC. Look at all these. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that are still in contention for that final spot.
Yeah.
And in the AFC, I think it's pretty easy. I think the most dangerous team is Baltimore right now, who's on the outside looking in. Don't buy the Raiders. Don't buy the Broncos. Don't buy the Browns. Don't buy the Steelers. Honestly, I would say Baltimore and Miami would scare me the most if I were a fan of one of the other teams and I had to play the Dolphins or the Ravens. I smell upset there.
Perna, could you imagine if the Broncos just commit to Javonte Williams? They start ripping. They start ripping. They start him, and they run all the way to the Super Bowl and play the Green Bay Packers in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Can you imagine how insane that would be?
Yes.
We would get all the subs.
Oh, God. It would be so good for us.
It'd be so good for our channels. It'd be so good. And then we killed you in the Super Bowl.
Oh, God. Brett Rippon. They got tape on him now. I mean, that's a strategery play right there. Because a lot of quarterbacks, when you insert them, have like 2 good games before opposing defenses get a little bit of film on them.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad way for the Broncos if they can sneak in to do it. But what really they need to win out with Drew Lock. Drew Lock's got a ball this weekend. He's got to throw some touchdowns.
I mean, he does have to do that, or at least not throw interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, he can throw some interceptions as long as he throws like twice as many TDs.
So he's
basically
throw like
Brett Favre, a best case scenario without the without the mobility and moxie.
In terms of so that's the that's the AFC, which it's chaotic. I agree with you. I think the Ravens are still there, especially if Lamar comes back. They could be good. A GPS live from SoFi, we'd make it happen. We would make it happen.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And then the NFC, to get that NFC, at least there it is. Here it's a little bit more straightforward with 3 games left. I think the Saints defense is real scary. I think the Vikings offense can be good with Dalvin Cook. And then the Eagles are a complete and total wild card. But like, if you look at this, like you might see Dallas, if they finish the number 2, they might play like the Philadelphia Eagles once again. It might be one of those back-to-back ones like it was last year. Like you saw that against, what was it, the Rams, Seahawks. Maybe that was a week. I think there was a week buffer there. But like you see that in which a division game, and then it's going to start a division game in the wild card. I think the best scenario would be, now hear me out. If you have the Saints win and clinch the 6th seed, Tampa stays at the 3 seed, and they play in the wild card, and the Saints bounce them from the fracking playoffs. Yes. I'd be so happy. Yes. I'd be so happy.
Yes.
Steelers Browns, that's what it was. It was Steelers Browns last year that the Steelers got the crap kicked out of them. Yeah.
That's right. That game was awesome. Yeah, it's weird because I think the Saints have the defense to beat anybody in the playoffs.
He's so bad, Perna. The offense is so bad. I've watched too many Saints games, dude. They're so bad. They're so bad on offense.
Well, Sean Payton wasn't there last week. And if Kevin James has taught us anything, it's that when Sean Payton's not there, he learns a lot about football.
That's
he
true.
Learns a lot about football. And I think it's going to be clear to him that the Saints need to run the ball 75% of the time.
Yes.
With that defense. And they could be in the championship game if they take the Eagles' approach to rushing the ball. Because the Eagles' defense is all right. But it's crazy that their offense can carry them, and it's just because they can run the ball. And in the postseason, if you've got a great running team paired with a good defense, you're going to win some games. And I don't know if the Saints can do it. I think they have the personnel. Those two teams are so close to being something, and they're so close to being completely irrelevant right now. It's right there. I mean,
I honestly, looking at this, AFC definitely, dude, I don't know. Like, again, the NFC is top heavy. AFC, I have no idea who's coming out of that conference to get to the Super Bowl. I think the Chiefs maybe, because like they're just putting it together and they have a long win streak. But like, can you imagine if this entire season we see like Buccaneers and Chiefs again? Like, come on. Like, I think at that point I'd be like, I give up.
Yeah, nobody wants to see that Super Bowl.
No. So, I mean, and Jack knows. He knows it. Like, it's bad to watch. It's rough. If I have to watch Taysom Hill throw the football one more time, I don't know. I don't know if I could do it.
Inject chicken. I think even with the injuries, you can make it happen.
Perna's like, I believe in a thing called. You just want to see Tom Brady bounce in the wild card round.
Oh, so hard.
You do.
And I want to see him switch teams again because he lost in the wild card round. Not good enough for me anymore.
Can he throw a pick six?
Yeah, throw another pick six.
Good.
Get sacked. That's the thing. Like, you just sack him early, and it flusters him. He gets all, but this is what it's like to be hit again. Oh, now we should not let receivers be tackled ever. Hey, NFL, can we stop making tackling legal on my receivers? Coward. What a soft.
Wasn't
coward.
This after earlier this season? He said that it's QB's fault if like wide receivers get injured because they're putting them in positions where the ball is thrown and maybe it's not a good throw. I mean, the one on Godwin, it's not. I don't think that's on Brady at all. Like, I think it. It just. I honestly thought when Godwin got hit, it was going to be his head or neck because that's where he landed, and then it was. It was not that. But I mean, like, listen, it's a violent football game. It sucks, but
Yeah.
I mean, Jordy Nelson did it in a preseason game. Like, you do it in practice. Like, it happens. Look at the Ravens. Like, everybody tore their ACLs.
You can't have a skill player have a tackling area of this big.
Yeah.
Of this big. Because it will screw up the game. I get what Tom's saying. Nobody wants to see anybody tear their ACLs, especially like I like Chris Godwin. I think he's a talented receiver.
He's great.
But like, and you don't want to see anybody done for the season because of that. But, and to be fair to Tom, like in that same thing where he said like the NFL's a little soft, they protect the quarterbacks too much. He did say he wanted receivers like knees protected.
Yeah.
At some point in that interview, I forget. But you can't do it because a way to tackle a guy running the ball is sometimes you got to grab his legs. You got to go for his legs. And if you take that away like you did for quarterbacks, it's too much. It's too much that QBs can't be tackled low. Like
or pushed.
You know why? John Elway played his entire career without an ACL. His entire career. You don't need it to be quarterback. You don't.
And you could still be a helicopter.
Yeah.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
I think we should bring up our power. Wait, what were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Our power rank.
Oh my God, Perna, why is it going to be 14 the rest of the year now?
Until the playoffs start, Tom.
Is this the new norm, buddy? Like, is like
Orange?
It goes to 14 when you were doing wild card week because then you rank all the playoff teams.
I had to rank the playoff possibilities.
Perna, it's a top 10.
No, that's your thing. My thing is do whatever the fuck
I
want every week
for the season. How long are your rankings videos?
That one's only like 13 and a half minutes.
So you spent less than a minute talking about all of them? It's like,
well, yeah, like 14 through 11. They're just quick little hitters, little one hitters.
I got it.
The Rams I had at 8 before the game start. Look we both had the Rams at 8.
Yeah, we did. So you're saying I could have just put my video out yesterday?
Yep, could have did it early. And the Rams got cursed, Tom.
They did,
but they won. And here's what's funny is because I really want to see the Rams. They're a team I would like to see go to the Super Bowl with Stafford. Like I like my that storyline. But I was rooting for my curse last night. 100%. I was rooting for the Seahawks to upset the Rams. Yeah. So the curse wheel looked strong. But I think the curse is losing its strength. Although it double dipped on the Titans and Bucks last week. So don't know.
All right, so let's pull it up, buddy. Just pull it up. All right. Let's start at the top, buddy. All right, number 1. Good.
Packers. Look at that.
Green Bay Packers, baby. Green Bay mother-loving Packers. Which, by the way, also Cooper Kupp continued me in the 3 playoffs for fantasy.
Wow.
So
yeah, he's a stud.
All right, so we got number 1 and number 2 the same.
Yep.
I also like how you made the Chiefs very small. That's
great. You know why? Fuck them.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Number 3. All right, so I put the Colts up high at 5. You just said let's catapult them up to the number 3. And you know what though? It's like I don't necessarily disagree with you. It's just that they're like a little inconsistent for me, and I don't believe in Carson Wentz. But yeah, I get it.
Why I did that? Well, 1, they beat the Patriots, who a lot of people had as their best team in the league, top 3. So they beat the Patriots. Yeah. Also, the Colts are kind of being, I think, underappreciated because they lost the first 3 games of the season. Yes. That killed them in terms of like standing.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 of those games were against the Rams and the Titans when the Titans had Derrick Henry.
Yes.
So I think they just got off. It's like they're the opposite of the Broncos who won those first 3 games.
Yeah.
And Colts lose them, kind of write them off, and they have to like claw their way back in. So I think they're a little more consistent than we actually are giving them credit for. They just had a horrible start to the season, and they're coming off a big win against New England. So, and again, I like the way they're winning. Defense and running the ball. So, we'll see. I think what's really interesting on our lists is we both really had to boost the Cowboys, and I know neither one of us wanted to.
Dude,
So I put them at 4, you put them at 3.
I don't believe
And
them, though.
What's that?
I don't believe in them at all.
No, that's exactly what I said. But no, I believe in their defense now, which is crazy. Their defense with DeMarcus Lawrence back, with Randy Gregory in there, and with Micah Parsons, they're dangerous. And DeMarcus Lawrence has led the team in QB pressures every week since he returned. And now it's just a question of like, what the hell's going on with the offense? Why all of a sudden do they look kind of inept and crappy? If that offense clicks, oh man, they're a scary football team, because the thing that killed them last year was a horrible defense, and now that might be pretty good. So they're a mystery, the Cowboys, to me.
I agree. I mean, and again, like I literally said in my power ranking video, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know where they go. I don't think they're a top 3 team, but I put them in 3 because they won and all those other teams like lost. So, looking it down, like we have the Bucks at 6. You have the 49ers up pretty high. Cardinals dropped real low for you. They lost the Lions, so that's fair.
They lost, but they didn't just lose. They were smacked around.
Yeah, they're smacked around. Yep.
49ers. Let me just say this. George Kittle. Phenomenal. Their run game, we know they can do it. But Jimmy Garoppolo has been very, very good. Quietly good. The last 8 weeks, I saw this stat put out there by, I think, CBS Sports. Passer rating of 90 or above. 8 out of 8 times. That's even ahead of Aaron Rodgers, Tom, who's had a passer rating.
All right, calm down. Calm yourself.
5 above 95 times. 5 of those 4, Jimmy G, and only 2 of those were like in the 90s. The rest have been 100. So he's been quietly efficient. If he continues to play smart, safe football like that, 49ers dangerous. Very dangerous.
I agree. I think they're a team that's like set up and primed for a playoff run. 100%. All right. Oh, we are. You know what? It's actually pretty close. And then the Bills are at number 10 because I gave that to them, and I was like, honestly, make sure that you hold on to that because you're literally hanging on there by a fingernail. But Bills at number 10 makes sense.
This is like our closest power rankings ever.
Yeah, it's pretty darn close. Am I echoing through your speakers?
No,
I hear myself.
Weird.
I have to concentrate. Hello.
Hi.
I hear it. I hear myself. Anyway, so then we got Thursday Night Football coming up, buddy. And I think it's a good game. You got the 49ers and the Titans.
Yep.
Both teams need a win. 1,000,000%. Like 1,000,000%. Vikes would close out a game. That's just silly talk. But, yeah, man. I have the 49ers winning. I'm going to be putting out predictions later. I already recorded it. But people do hear an echo. Okay, they do.
They hear your echo. Echo. The 49ers need this win more than the Titans do.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think the Colts could still win their division. I mean, they're playing a tough team against the Cardinals. Like, I think that this is the Titans' best shot, and then you rest everybody for the rest of the year. Like, you win, you beat the 49ers, pray the Colts lose, and then do not play anybody just so you're well rested for the playoffs.
Yeah, the Titans have the 49ers and Dolphins. Those are 2 kind of tough games, but the final game of the season is against the Texans.
Yeah.
Basically, Tennessee, I think, just needs to win like one of these last 3 games to be in. And they're going to get A.J. Brown back possibly for Thursday.
Yeah.
That's huge because they've been playing without A.J. Brown, Julio Jones, and Derrick Henry since like November. So,
yes.
that will give Ryan Tannehill some sort of security. But I think the 49ers are going to win that game. I think they're just playing well on too many levels right now. So
I think if the Titans defense like clamps them up, maybe you could have some problems. But yeah, I agree. I think the 49ers are on a bit of a hot streak. They lost to the Seahawks a few weeks ago. But yeah, I think they're a good football team. And the Titans just, the way that they played against the Steelers was so embarrassing in that second half. And it was just sloppy football. Like it was just horrible, sloppy football. I don't know if you could do that against the 49ers.
Nah, you can't.
Yeah.
George Kittle will probably have 200 receiving yards. I mean, this thing, 49ers, Kittle, amazing.
Dude,
Deebo Samuel,
awesome.
true weapon.
Yep.
They got 100 plus out of Jeff Wilson.
Yep.
Elijah Mitchell should be getting healthy soon. Brandon Ayuk stepping it up. They got a good offensive line. Their questions, their secondary, passing team could go toe-to-toe with them. But if the 49ers run the ball a lot and take an opposing offense out of the game, like, they've got it. They got it to win.
By the way, Browns, Austin Hooper off COVID list. Newsome heads back to the reserve list, and Stefanski is cleared and is back.
Oh, yeah. You put in the rundown MVS on COVID list.
Yeah. So MVS came down with the COVIDs, which is a problem. He's technically, I think, because he's vaccinated, I think he can come back for Saturday because MVS had his best game of the season.
Yeah. I was just going to say that's such Packers timing.
Yep. It sounds about right. I mean, again, I still believe in it just because the Browns haven't been playing well. But we're not going to get Bakhtiari. We won't have Jair back. Both of them are practicing, but we won't have him back for Saturday. And on top of that, Z is not even ready to practice yet.
Jesus.
So, yeah. I mean, again, this is, I think, why the Packers need that bye week. Because if they're 100%. Able to get another week out of it, in which then they could get back some of these guys, like then you're looking at a whole different ball game. I mean, we have the Browns, we have the Vikings, then we have the Lions. So could return. I think it's going to be close. But
you getting Clark back? Kenny Clark?
Kenny Clark should be coming off of protocol, I think. Yeah. I don't know if he's vaccinated or not. I mean, because they said that he potentially could be back. So I think he'll be okay. I think he's coming back.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully he's feeling okay. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a crazy, crazy time. Tomorrow's going to be a good game. I think that'll be a lot of fun. But we'll see.
All
what do you got coming out today, Perna?
Are healthy, and it doesn't matter. That's the world I live in, Tom.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's a wide receiver? We have them, but we can't get the ball to him.
Well, we can't throw it to him. Yeah. What do you got coming out today, Brandon Perna?
Best and worst, part 2.
Part 2.
So, little NFL news, little best and worst of what happened with the last 4 football games. This week was stupid. I hope this never happens again. I do not like Tuesday football. I hate it. It's like your third day on a bender, and you're just like, I need a break, man. I need a break. I partied Monday night. I partied Friday night. I partied Saturday night. Sunday's recoup day. Monday, go back to work. But then it's like, oh, some friends come over Sunday, drink a little more. Now Monday's all jacked up.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good metaphor, but don't like it. Appreciate everybody watching. Thumbs up the video before you leave. Don't forget to do that. Tom, what do you got coming out? 10 videos?
Pain.
5?
Just pain. I woke up early. I recorded predictions after staying up till midnight to release rankings last night. So I have to edit predictions. I have to write and record and edit the West video today. And I also have an interview later that'll be coming out tomorrow. So
wow.
It's gonna be a time, baby. It's gonna be a time.
All right. We did it.
We did it. The Beanie Boys. Another successful episode of the Grossi Perna Show. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Brandon Perna. I'm Tom freaking fracking Grossi. This is GPS. You've been navigated.
And you've reached your destination.